Hey. Well, hi everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ridiculous Ruminations. I am the almost famous DM Dave.
I'm the world famous Lemmy, also known as Adam.
So, glad you guys are here with us. Remember, we're now also on YouTube as well. So like us, share us, subscribe. All the great things that everybody else tells you on YouTube as well applies to us.
Yep.
So a couple
Smash that like button.
I didn't. I broke my phone.
Yeah, not my fault.
All right, a couple things I want to just go through before we start getting into our recap. Right. First of all, for those of you that don't know, we are in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona.
Also known as Satan's Taint.
Yeah, right now it's 115 degrees outside, and it is hotter than a fire elemental's balls.
Yeah.
But we're willing to suffer for everybody that's willing to tune in.
We're also willing to suffer because we love playing D&D.
Absolutely. Yeah, I will play D&D in the heat, the cold. It really does. As long as you smoke and you got something cold to drink.
I did have to swap martinis for micheladas.
You mean water for tea? Because
tomato juice. Sorry,
okay.
just tomato juice.
Tomato juice with some olives.
Yeah.
Okay, which look like eyeballs, which is perfect for D&D.
Perfect.
So, also, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, right?
All you with your weak-ass pull-out game, welcome to the club. Happy Father's Day.
And, you know, I've been thinking about it, right? So, say hi to your father, be nice to him, and get what every father wants, for Father's Day. There's three things, right? Whiskey, cigars, okay, and a day out on the lake with his friends and some new hookers. Now, don't worry, there's still time to get new hookers. You can even get them at Walmart. You can get them at sporting goods stores. They have plenty of hookers that they can spend their time out on the lake with.
I think you're using that wrong.
No, that's what it's called. Don't get the discount ones. And you can get them at all sizes. You can get them in all colors. The discount ones probably been hanging out a little too long.
I feel like your hookers and my hookers are different.
Yeah, that's what they take when they go fishing, right? You take a bunch of new hookers with you.
I see what you do.
So think of your father. Those are the three things that every father wants. I forgot to do this last week, mostly because I hadn't finished reading it. But we have a friend that sent in Space Girl Michelle, the comic #1. It's written by a guy named Clinton Arman. He's a Marine. And it's a fun little jump. If you just want, something that's kind of just fun and silly and take you back to, when you used to be in your 10-year-old self reading comic books.
I haven't even seen it yet.
It's definitely well worth it. You can find it on Amazon. He's actually local here in Phoenix, but he's a great guy, Marine, and it's just a lot of fun. So, I have another announcement.
Ooh, exciting.
Put this down. Now, tomorrow you guys will see a change to our Facebook page. You will see changes all over the place, and it has to do with artwork. Now, the new one will actually be colorized, but this is the original for the new Ridiculous 6 logo. Done by an artist named Christopher Montoya. Amazing artist, does all kinds of fantastic work. And if anybody wants to get in touch with him, just let us know and we'll get you guys connected. But
it's pretty.
That's what he did for us. And the real one actually says Ridiculous 6 all across the banner, and he's got a D20 in his mouth.
What's in his eyes? Oh.
Little gems. And on the colored one, you zoom in, and they're all like emeralds. Beautiful stuff. So sometime tomorrow that will all change on the Facebook and the YouTube and everywhere else, because we don't want to get sued for copyright.
Right.
So, and if anybody has any other artwork that they want us to show off, send it in. Again, contact us. We'll get you some shipping instructions.
Yeah.
Or some.
Would love to see
email.
Some character fan art too.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man.
So,
that'd be cool.
Christopher Montoya's got more stuff coming for us.
Oh, that's cool.
Absolutely. So some surprises coming. We did have a question, or I had a question from somebody out there that has a DM, that is a brand new DM. His name's Rudy. So Rudy, if you're watching, we're going to go over it a little bit. And his question was, how do you cure lycanthropy for your players? Now, I know the answer that I gave, and I'm going to go over that here in a second, but as a fellow DM, what's your take on curing lycanthropy?
Greater Restoration and Wish.
Wish
Silver
for sure.
Bullet.
Depends.
Hey, it really does kind of depend. I mean, was it a curse? Was this an object that they found?
Did they,
Were they bit?
Like, it depends on the universe too. Like, did they do the transformation? Is it one where they can control the transformations? Is it one where it's full moon? That's when they transform. If it's before the
First full moon.
then it might be less.
So that ghost voice that you're hearing is another DM that plays with us. Her name is Nikki, and she plays Alexandra, which is one of the people that you guys voted to come sit up here with us. So at some point,
But she's shy.
we
Voice
will
is okay. Face is not.
we will do some rope persuasion.
I sit up here. My face is not okay. What are you worried about?
My face isn't okay either.
I'm okay.
Oh, your face is
We're
gorgeous.
better D&D players than we are models. Who cares?
That's exactly right. But, so, and that was kind of what I want to get to, right? And the consensus with 3 DMs is it really kind of depends on the situation. So those of you new DMs, first of all, don't be afraid to use lycanthropy. We went through one, right? The whole town had turned into werebears.
Yep.
And Sunchaser actually got bit, but she didn't turn into one because it wasn't a disease-based thing. Because lycanthropy can be disease or curse.
Yep.
So it just depends on what's going on and how you, as the DM, want to run it. Now, we actually had a player, Doogie, run by Kyle, our friend Kyle. He actually wanted to get bit by a werebear, because he wanted to turn into a werebear. Some characters are going to want that, and they're going to seek it out. But it's up to you as a DM to see if
His character was a little kooky. I
his
miss
character-
him.
he's a little cookie.
Yeah, a little kooky.
So all you new DMs out there, hopefully that clears it up. It's whatever you want to do, right? If you want to make it a cursed, and it's a cursed item, and that item either gets returned to where it's at, it can be some really good role playing, right? And some really good adventure hooks, right? If you want to, think back to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Right, and the stones that he had to recover.
Yep.
Right, there was a curse going on, but once he got the stones back in place, the curse went away. You can do things like that, right? Make it a disease. Wish will automatically pretty much take care of anything.
Yeah.
If you want to give your players a wish. So.
Worded properly.
Yes. Be very careful with Wish.
Oh God, yes. And I suggest any time that a wish spell is used, it is at the end of a session where the players can come up with something and the DM has time to look at it. Okay, no hasty decisions with wish. Remove curse if it's a curse, right? So hopefully that answers some questions. So let's talk about our recap.
Yeah.
So-
let's do that.
Some things to go over. So the Ridiculous Six started in Tarthanesti, right? Got a ride to Sithanesti, right?
You know, and I feel like I'm really just funding the trip at this point.
Lemmy don't care.
Lemmy doesn't care. All the money's meaningless. He can get more money anytime he wants. But,
It is party money.
well, the pearls were not. That's why I said I'm funding this trip.
I thought pearls too.
It's true. It's true.
So, but
I
that's
got you those pearls.
Did you get her just raw pearls, or did you give her a pearl necklace?
If I had given her a pearl necklace, I would have a new character.
I have about
Yeah, pretty much.
I have about 360.
No, I mean, I don't know what you're going on. I mean, an actual pearl necklace.
Oh, yeah,
pearls
yeah,
on a
yeah,
string.
yeah, no, absolutely.
Right,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so,
yeah, no,
um,
exactly what the fuck you meant.
I think it was actually raw pearls.
It was.
Okay. So, you guys made it to Sithanesti,
Yep.
right, where you found the monastery in this
Sure
creepy, spooky town that's completely deserted. It's the only building left, like the last living cells in a dead body.
Pretty much.
Um,
And the building is fucked up on the inside.
Yeah, it's got a few things going on, and they actually are monks of Kiri Jolith, right? Which, for those of you that are not familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, Dragonlance setting, Kiri Jolith is kind of a weird but fun god. He's the son of Paladine and Meshakal. He's the god of justice and war and protection, and a few other domains. So they're very martial in what they do.
Good
Yeah. They are good.
They're good.
Aries.
They're
Yeah, good
No,
Aries.
Like good Aries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I understood you.
But this was finally where the Blade of Doom has been leading us to all these many months. The broken, about to detonate.
Yep.
Literally
a time bomb.
If this was a movie, it would be the countdown. You'd be less than a minute.
Yep.
At this point, right? But a bunch of weird goings on, right? Time moves a little bit differently.
Time, and then like the structures are organic and super weird. It's just
Well, the organic part's more the elves.
no, I get that, but just mixing with the time element, it's just you have decaying and blooming and everything, and it's just weird.
So then you guys found out that not only does the blade need to be repaired, Galva needs to be repaired as well. Which you guys kind of knew because he was broken for a while.
Yeah, I mean that asshole in Port Syphilis broke him.
Yeah, he did.
Just straight up broke him.
That's what happens when you're dealing with an item that's
Yeah,
cursed compulsion.
that is true. That's true.
You know, and for you DMs out there, you know, if it's done right, and I think we've done it justice, right? And partially because Steven that plays Galveron is amazing at, you know, playing a broken character like that, right?
Because he doesn't say much.
But you also can't have it drag on too long.
And I'm broken.
So, Galveron had to do a test,
Yep.
right? And the tenets of Kiri Jolith is not everything is completely martial. You got to use your brains as well. So he stepped into an arena that basically the obvious way out, the obvious door, is not the right door,
And then just
And it-
force-fed him monks.
and kept every time he did it, he got another monk. And monks do some amazing dope monk shit.
Now, I'm going to give him credit because I didn't think he was going to figure it out.
He did not. He only went through that door twice, so a total of 3 monks, and
I know Lemmy probably would have just gone down trying. It'd have been like 16 fucking monks at that
he
point.
probably would have been. That's what I was
Yeah.
expecting, you know, 6, 7, 8 monks, right?
He got it third try.
He really did, because he's sitting there trying to figure out what, because
Yeah.
doing the same thing is getting the same result. But he still got pretty beat up.
Yeah.
Busted nose, ribs.
Seeing stars.
Yeah, I mean, monks will just jack your shit up without,
I mean, come on.
just with their fists.
Every Jackie Chan movie ever. You don't want to fuck with him.
Yeah.
They can punch you.
In D&D they can.
Go look up Bruce Lee's
sure.
1-inch punch. It's on YouTube. It's amazing. But he did get through.
Yep.
Finally, you know, the trapdoors they were coming in, he goes down, ends up falling a little bit, right? More damage. Not that much, but still a little more damage. But that was passing.
They were kind of assholes. They could have put padding down.
They're monks. They can just fall.
That's true. They don't care.
That's not a 10-foot drop is nothing for a monk. That's like stepping off a curb.
It's not even stubbing your toe.
So, but there was a wrinkle. So, because the blade had been actually broken, and that blade's nearly impossible to break. It took a lot of power to break it. It needs to be reinforced with more magic.
I don't want to talk about it.
A martial bladed weapon was required that was drained and melted.
Oh, and who actually had one? Oh yeah, that's right, Lemmy.
The dagger of petrification, Lemmy.
I bought our journey there. Now I'm paying for this damn dagger to be reforged.
Do we need a moment of silence for the?
No. I
Should
need a
we?
moment of anger for it.
You
I
had
was
that.
fucking pissed.
And
It's not my main dagger, but still, man, that thing has saved our asses several times.
now, Grant, you haven't used it a lot, but when you did use it,
Damn effective.
it came through. At another point, you know, for DMs out there, right? Sometimes you got to force the players to make a really hard choice. It is a hard choice, and yes, it was just a piece of equipment, but the way
But it
you
was
played it
mine.
out, right? Again, it can lead to some very intense role-playing sessions, right?
Yeah,
You know, sometimes there's a Sophie's choice.
there was. I mean, it wasn't like Foot Fetish didn't try to, give up his bow, but
He
it
did.
wouldn't take it.
Ice daggers that are not real don't work. So,
Yeah.
so it really, there was only one choice left.
There was, and let me know it the second they said something, you knew it.
Of course, it could have been Axial.
That was never gonna happen.
Yeah, I know. Like you and I talked about, you giving up Axial would be like Lemmy ripping his own arm off.
Yeah, pretty much. At this point, unless the weapon I would have to find to replace Axial would just be a game breaker.
Could have done the trident, but that was.
We could have done the Trident. I think that would have been a worse outcome for everybody around.
What?
But, I think if there was no other choice, Phoebe probably would have given it up. Sun
Probably.
Chaser.
Maybe.
Well, it's that or we're all murdered.
That was really kind of the decision that was
It
left.
was.
That
Because
thing
we
was
had like
coming out.
half a day or something.
It was really kind of unknown.
Yeah.
But it wasn't much longer.
It was leaking green goop and bad energy, and fucking Megatron was stabbing me in his dreams and shit.
Lemmy almost got stabbed by Druck in his dream.
Yep.
So, what do you think's going on with Druck? Because this is twice he's just had uncontrollable rage.
Somebody's fucking with his head. Don't know who, don't know what. He said he saw a purple robed wizard. Yeah, basically. Modified his dreams to a memory of his, but it wasn't correct. And just trying to increase his rage and get him into that and really placate that orc side as opposed to the human side, or whatever the hell he's mixed with.
No, he's a straight orc, but
Oh, I thought he was a half orc.
no, he's a full orc.
Oh,
But he's a bard, so he's studied. He
Yeah.
he did things that are
So he-
opposite of what an orc would do.
so he's Worf.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
He's Worf.
Except a singing dwarf.
Except the singing Worf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well-
Worf had a handle on his anger.
And Druck used his humor.
The Klingon, yeah.
Druck,
Klingon. Yeah.
Druck uses a lot of humor, right, and intelligence to overcome his natural orc instincts to just hulk out and smash things, right?
He's not that big, anyways. He's like the runt of the litter.
He is, right? So he got more brains than he got brawn when he was
Basically.
born. And that thing was more than a dream, but less than a memory. And
Fucked him up.
it really did.
Yeah.
And again, that just goes to show the level of players that we actually have, right? That can get in and take these concepts and run with them. You guys are amazing when you do that, and I
Yeah.
love throwing these little tidbits out and throwing these things, and you guys just picking up with them and making them your own and running with them. And as a DM, there's really nothing more rewarding to me than that.
Yeah, I mean, anybody can do a fight.
Sure.
Fight's nothing.
And we do those.
But to incorporate plot hooks into your own story and play them out, that's fun to me. I mean,
I agree.
it's using your creativity, it's using your acting abilities. I mean,
Your improv abilities.
It's everything. Yeah, your improvisation is huge. The thing that can get you in trouble, though, is whenever you improv something and it becomes canon when you didn't want it to be.
Okay, that has happened.
That has happened.
Hey, I'm not going to say it's never happened.
Yeah.
It has happened. But some of those moments are some of the greatest moments that we've had.
They're golden.
So that dream sequence with Druck was amazing. We had another one that came up a little bit later with Alexandra because she decided she wanted to.
Because she's a
some
murderous,
downtime.
spooky bitch.
Well, she doesn't know a lot about her background.
Right.
And I can't really think as a human being something that would be more frustrating than not knowing your own past. I mean, it's one thing to hide it, but not knowing what it is. Are these memories real? Are they fake? Why don't I have much memories past 2 months ago, right?
Can't believe I just fucking did that.
What'd you do?
Look at that.
Oh,
I was taking the thing off.
hold it up so they can see.
I split my wrapper.
Never split your wrap. It's
No.
like splitting a party. Don't do it either.
Trying to take my ring off, and boom.
Yeah. Taking your ring off?
Not my Prince Albert, just this.
Yeah, we don't want to see you take that
No,
off. No,
we're not taking
nope.
that
So, canon now.
off. It's canon in real life. Why is it not going to be canon in the fucking...
Well, now you just shared it with everybody.
Not many people who know me that don't know that. Had a wild childhood.
Getting back to where we were, right? So as you guys kind of, and this is the one time you did split the party, right? Because there's a couple of different things that needed to happen, in a relatively safe place, right?
Yeah.
Alexandra decided that she wanted to learn a few of the monk techniques and a little bit more about Kiri Jolith, right? And she learned some meditation techniques. She learned how to center herself.
And then she had a wicked hallucination.
No.
Well, not quite a hallucination. She.
I wanted to use.
Oh, she did. Well, she actually did have. She didn't know if it's a hallucination or just the fact that she's kind of tuning in a little bit because one of the stained glass windows, the dragon looked right at her.
Yeah.
so-
That's kind of creepy.
At that point,
Dragon,
it was Copper Dragon. So the Master Monk realizes that she's a little bit special, right?
She's very special.
So he takes her to the Chamber of Possibilities, which can show you the past, present, or the future. It's a very personal, deep journey. Not all monks take it,
Wow.
but
Good to know.
he invited Alexandra
Fucking things.
to go in, which she was a little hesitant at first,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he could sense that she had questions that weren't really answerable to her. So she took the plunge.
Well, I mean, if you know you're hundreds of years old but know nothing about your past, yeah,
That's
you're
what
gonna
I'm
have some fucking questions.
And more stuff will definitely be unfolding.
Oh, yeah.
But she grabbed a hold of a crystal that teleported her time-wise in her mind back to her last final few moments as a general of Istar. And a battle that went very, very poorly for her and her outmatched, outnumbered
She got
team.
fucked up.
We're talking sword slices, poison, and an arrow to the eye.
Yeah. I'm a
Um,
boss ass fucking bitch, yo.
So, which again, that kind of shook Alexandra up a little bit. You know, she comes to laying on the ground, taking some cold damage from handling this crystal with that kind of power.
But she handles that shit better than our other players who their minds kind of break a little each time. She at least kind of just like doesn't show it as much.
Well, Alexandra is a very internal character
Yeah.
in some aspects.
And ancient, really, to us,
Yeah, and
comparatively speaking.
she knows next to nothing, and that's a hard thing. When you don't know, I think your natural instinct probably would be to compartmentalize and internalize things until you can kind of put them in order.
Definitely.
And realistically, she's only been with you guys for a few weeks, so she don't know you either.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You came with us when there were bug people trying to eat your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think I've mean them?
Yeah, because you've been nice to me. You've actually been, like, wanting to get to know me.
We do.
I haven't been mean to you.
You haven't tried to get to actually be nice to know me. You just call you.
I call you Spooky. No, Spooky bitch.
Spooky
and
bitch.
you are, like... Very hesitant.
Because you put your fucking ghost in my face every chance you get.
No, I do not. It was only that one.
It was not the one time.
So-
It was a couple times.
I will let you guys know. We do have some stuff planned for Alexandra on her arc
Yeah.
and leading up to it, and it is going to be a wild ride, so stay with us. There is some eye-opening things, and it's going to be very interesting to see
Who lives?
how she progresses. Well, it's always interesting to see who lives.
It is. It is.
It's so that's kind of she might want to rest, but that's kind of stuff she's going to have to explore on her own.
It's true.
With the support of the Ridiculous Six, as much as she wants of it, and kind of figure out from there. So,
I'm gonna be super nice to her from now on. I'm gonna make her fucking creep out with how nice I am. Because she said I'm not nice to her.
this is going to end well, for sure. What could go wrong?
It's Lemmy.
So,
Super nice.
gathering all together, the blade had been repaired, although almost catastrophically bad. Because as the blade was repaired, they had to do something with this shadow demon.
Yeah, and nobody reached for their weapons except for one asshole. We all told him, don't do it. The monks told him, don't do it. What does he do?
He does it.
He does it. He charges
Charged up
an
that
arrow,
electric arrow.
flung the fucker at him.
No, he didn't. He actually put it down.
Oh,
but he
well,
did.
I thought he
as he
flung
got
it, but-
swiped,
That's right.
he paid for it with a claw attack across
Yeah.
his chest.
Yeah.
This is another
Um,
time.
So some.
If he would just fucking listen. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
How many times has he fucked up
I'm
with
not
this?
I'm not gonna bag on on Atos too much, right? I'm a very specific type of DM. I let things unfold, but I do have notes. I got things that I know are going to react to certain things, and I just throw it out there and let my players do whatever they're going to do. All the other players know this by now. All the other players will react to things more realistically, right? And it's something he'll learn, right? After he gets hit in the head enough times, you'll either get brain damage or you learn.
Why do you think Lemmy's not jumping on every one of those little fucking gold nuggets you leave out there?
There's a reason Lemmy stabs every chest he comes across, except the one he doesn't.
That is kind of funny.
God damn it.
Fucking mimics, you know.
Fucking mimics. I'm still not over that. And the rugged smothering just before that. Come on, man.
That was amazing.
I mean, at least when I blew up a town, that was kind of cool.
This was kind of cool watching you blunder into one thing and then right into another.
Or the time that I got poisoned by the same fucking trap twice in a day.
No, they were different. And
They were the
different
same setup. And I didn't learn from the first one.
poisons. Well, no, those were the Swaggins, and there was their weapons that were poisoned on one and a trap on the other.
No. Whenever I tried to unlock a lock and it stuck me with the needle,
That was
I got that
purpose.
twice.
But these are the kind of things in your D&D game that are memorable, right? You know, and when it all comes down to it, it's about having fun with a group of friends.
I'm gonna
being
start
silly.
selling my blood as a fucking natural antivenom.
You should be like almost
I
poison
should.
immune
I
by
should
now.
be.
So anyway, they dispatched the Shadow Demon.
Yep.
And there's this floating blade,
Yep.
reformed,
Yep.
looking a little bit better, with its dragon eye focused on Galvaron.
And now he has the coolest weapon in the game. Blah blah blah.
And it's actually
Because
named
of
after
me.
him. It's actually named after him.
Yeah.
It is no longer the Blade of Doom, it is the Blade of Galvaron.
Yep.
Because the Blade of Doom
That's what's
ended.
Yep.
It's done. It's over.
Should be the blade of Lemmy because without me, it's not reforged.
You're not an elf.
Those fucking racists.
They're elves. Have you met an elf?
Fucking racists. Not in real life.
You should try it. And with that, you guys then, got back with Dahlia the White and got transported to Sylvanos. So what do you think's gonna happen next?
Well, I think we're gonna fuck up. I think we're gonna get into battles. I think we're gonna almost die, but we're gonna succeed. And that's what we're gonna do.
Renkeg also discovered something.
Oh, yeah.
His mystical tome
Yeah.
is actually more than it appeared to be at first.
His holiest hole is actually a portal. And we don't really know anything, and he just kind of passively mentioned it to us, like, we know what to fucking do. Oh yeah, by the way, this is actually a portal, but I don't know where, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Good luck with that, buddy. Call us when you're back.
Of course,
I'm not going to any more spooky fucking places. Of my own. Oh, God.
Nope, no more. Nope, you're fine. Nothing spooky's gonna happen from here on out.
Christ.
Nothing more spooky from here on out.
Yeah, I see you. I have peripheral vision.
He's crossing his fingers.
Crossing my toes, too. Spooky stuff is part of D&D.
I know it is. It's just I have a very paranoid character.
You do, and I think I've made him that way. I think I had a little something to do with it.
Wasn't so bad until the Ghost Knights. The Ghost Knights solidified.
And Lord Soft.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Lemmy literally fucking. That's his last thought before he falls asleep every night. Is fuck. Lord Soth is still out there.
And he knows you.
Oh, and he knows me.
So does Takesis.
I'm not as afraid of her.
Because she's pretty much limited to the Abyss.
Yes. But Soth, shut up. Kind of comes back. You know.
So interesting. There's a couple of different paths that you guys have before you guys tonight. And next week when we get back together and we're going over this, guys, it will be, I'm sure, interesting.
It's always interesting. Whether it's good interesting or bad interesting, we'll see.
So, but I think with that we're running pretty close to 7:30. Got a question? We got 1 minute.
1 minute. No questions.
No questions.
All right.
Any advice for DMs out there?
Yeah, don't be a dick.
He's not
I've never been a dick.
Fucking with them. I know. No, just read your crowd. You know, you may think something is awesome, and you start to implement it, and very quickly you realize, oh, my people don't like this. It is entirely okay to just nuke something that you created in order to keep everybody comfortable and in the spirit of the game. Because there's nothing worse than somebody who forces something down your throat and expects you to enjoy it. That's not how it works in life. That's not how it works in this game. Just sometimes you gotta remove your ego from the equation and, you know, kill your baby sometimes. I mean, that's what it is.
Well, it kind of comes down to the two things that we've always said, right? You know, first of all, have your expectations known and your players' expectations known, and reinforce that from talking from time to time.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with, you know, having a group chat afterwards that everybody can post in and talk to each other, and, you know, face to face or over the phone if you need to. And go back to it's about fun.
Yeah, and even as a player, I mean, my character Lemmy is hypersexual. He is, but he tries not to take it too far in game or make anybody else uncomfortable with it. It's playful banter, and if anybody ever said to me, that's not cute, that's not funny, that's not whatever, I'm not comfortable with that, I could drop that from my character, and it's just a cutscene at night for him.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a few other quirks that the other characters
everybody
have.
has something.
Everybody has something. Sun Chaser is our mama bear.
Mama bear.
You know, Alexandra is our spooky, mysterious stranger in the night.
Yep.
Atos is our edgelord.
Such an edgelord.
Our Renkeg is kind of our, you know, I don't want to say naive.
Oh, he's fucking naive.
He's very young. And he's kind of feeling his way up.
He's holy. He's never sowed his oats. This is like his first real adventure.
You know, Galveron is our mission-based character because he was on a mission to find things to help his people.
Yeah.
Druck is our party animal. He is the life of every party.
And yeah, that jives well with Lemmy because Lemmy's ulterior motive for everything is fun. He's a hedonist.
Yeah.
To the 10th degree.
That's why Lemmy and Druck get along great. They're spooning buddies.
It doesn't matter, man. As long as you're fun, I like you.
So, you know, and this is a tip that kind of goes out to players this time. We talk about a lot of DM tips, right? And that's why, I'll be honest, this is, again, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, this is the best group I've ever gamed with in my life. We've been together for going on 3 years now.
Right.
Maybe a little over 3 years at this point.
Yeah.
This is the third summer for sure.
It is.
But
hot.
It, you know, take it easy on your DM a little bit and on your fellow players, right? One of the things that you guys do really, really well is you will play off each other, right? For one, for DM, that's a time I get to relax for a few minutes and let you guys play off each other.
But it also helps the character develop.
It really does. Especially for new players, you will learn your character over time. It's like anything else. It's like an actor that plays a role for a long time. They develop that character with the writers over time. That's not something my character would do. This is something my character would do. And take it and run with it. Never say, this is what my character would do. That's what
don't do that. Oh, it's so annoying.
This is what my character would do. Don't tell me that, just do it. Right? And, you know, one of the things that, you know, we took a little bit of time to break in, I'm going to tell Lemmy this. Just tell him. Don't tell me that you're telling him.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Because I never break character at the table. Unless I'm telling somebody to shut up because I want to hear something.
Or
and even then, half the time,
or
I'm still,
DM question.
or DM question.
So, take those tips. Do with them what you want. Your session is your session, both as players and DMs. It is whatever you guys want to do. What I do and what we do won't necessarily work for you guys. What you guys do doesn't work for us. But you can take a little bit from everybody and kind of just make everything your own and have fun with it. We do a bunch of stupid stuff. We sit around the table, we drink a little bit, we smoke some. We just act stupid for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
So,
It's the highlight of my week.
mine too. So with that, we are going to go ahead and sign off. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Call your fathers tomorrow. Thank them. Be with them. Remember, we're on YouTube. Like, smash, subscribe, whatever everybody else says, we want you to do the same.
What all the cool kids say.
That's right. So, thanks a lot, guys, and have a good one.